Hello and welcome back to Not So Real. This is the first episode that we've had in the following week. Right?
Yeah.
So this isn't a main episode, right?
This is not. This is our new section.
It's a movie review section. We're not talking about a concept of a film. We're talking about an actual film and what we think of it. And we're talking about it because it was either really good
or really bad.
or in the news.
In the news.
In the news. Right, so this week we want to talk about a film called Hush.
Shh. Be quiet, Jack.
I've just seen this film. It's
Hush! Sorry.
God.
I think I made Jack shit himself.
I'm going to the toilet back
To
in a
be
second.
fair, I did shit myself through this film as well. So,
Oh,
you
no,
know.
okay. So first of all, this is a horror.
Yeah,
It's a horror. It's from
if you don't like horror, don't watch it.
2016 and currently it's on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
I checked it out with my girlfriend and my God, like my God. It's about a deaf woman
Yeah.
who lives stupidly, right, in a house in a forest by herself.
Great start.
Why
great.
the
So
why
what?
would
For
you
any
do that?
for any horror film, that's a great start. Live in a forest. Live in a forest on your own. That's what they do for every horror movie ever. I swear.
But it's really much like I didn't think it was like he does the whole generic horror film thing.
Oh
Like,
yeah, of course. Like
So there's
wears a mask, walks around, tries to kill her.
Tries to kill her. So she's in the house,
Mm.
right? And this guy starts pretty much hunting her. Figures out that she can't hear him,
Yeah.
and then communicates with her and basically toys her, and makes it like a game to murder her.
Yeah.
People try and come and like save her and whatever, which I think is stupid. Like people just do it, and I'm like, you could have just hit him. But fair.
But then, have you not seen every like generic horror movie ever? It's always like, oh no, which direction do I run?
It's
Down
always the
the
same-
one that's safe, or the one that I know I'm going to get murdered down?
And
Must
they
be that
always
one.
choose the murdered one, and you're sitting
Yeah.
there like, okay, common sense here, right? I think we've all got this on now, but that's the wrong one. But this film really freaks me out because, like, I've never seen a horror film where somebody is a tiny bit impaired at all.
Yeah.
And, like her.
It's a great concept.
It's an amazing
so
concept.
good, especially the fact of like I think it was the house and the lights and stuff like that. Like it's such a good concept of like of a horror film. Like it's incredible, and as well like from a audio point of view as well. Like for the audience to watch, like it's not normal, is it?
No.
So it gives it that edge compared to other horror movies.
Because there are bits where they take out the sound purposely. When you're like, you're meant to be her as a person walking around the house. Like when the first killing takes place, where she's in the kitchen, and this killing takes place outside one of her windows. You also can't hear
No.
what's going on, and that they flicker, don't they, between sound and no sound and person to person, and you then kind of realise like, shit, how important is it to hear in that situation?
Yeah.
Because if she could hear that, lights are on, she's got her mobile phone, the doors are locked, so she can quickly make that call and everything is perfect. Because she can't hear that part and he figures that out, it's literally like
So the thing is as well,
a
like-
lion hunt a dog.
It's literally like, for example, if someone breaks into somebody's house, what they're worried about is the sound, right? Because you're breaking into a place like a window or you're bashing down a door. If someone's bashing down your door and you're sitting there watching TV in a different room and you cannot hear, you won't even know.
No.
Will you? So the idea of the film, I think, incredible. Like it's such a good idea. I think it was a good film. I think some different bits and bobs could have been done, but it's a generic horror film.
What different bits and bobs?
Like it being a generic horror film. Like,
See, I
do you get what I mean? Oh, let me come save you. Oh, and then they die, and it's,
I think it had, with the hearing loss, the potential to be an amazing film.
Yeah,
Like, actually, the way that it was filmed, the use of sound, and
Yeah.
all the
No, I
lighting,
I agree with you
it
there.
could have been amazing.
I agree with that.
And there was bits like where she could just lean out of the window and get what she needed. Like she tried to get her friend's phone, and it was quite obvious that he would be waiting there, but she can't hear where he is, and she can't see him because he's hiding. And you're like, well, you just know, don't you? In that situation, as soon as you open a window,
Yeah,
he's going to be there. As soon as you open a door, he's going to be there. And you're sitting there like, but you could have been so much smarter with that and made this whole world of not hearing into an advantage. Whereas what you actually felt, I felt by the end, was that she just grew some balls.
Yeah, I just felt like she was like a bit scared at the start, and then now, but then I don't know. Is it bad or lazy writing? Who knows?
I'm gonna go with lazy writing.
Big problem with a lot of films nowadays. It's just lazy writing, to be honest.
But this was 2016.
But the concept, really good.
Amazing,
absolutely incredible. Like a similar film with a whole like sort of like being impaired.
Mm-hmm.
The film with John Krasinski and Emily Blunt, A Quiet Place.
I've not seen that.
Have you not seen A Quiet Place?
No.
So like it's similar to the sort of sense of like someone is like obviously impaired with something they can't obviously like, you know, like they can't hear, like their daughter can't hear, I don't think, in that as well. Like, and at the end of the day, like it's a good concept from her point of view and different bits. A film we have to watch. Something like, especially coming from Hush as well. I think that'll be also a very good film to compare to when we go on later on saying about this. So that'll be something we're going to also review as well, just to point out. We're going to get
to that one
later.
later.
Quiet Place as well. But yeah, very, very sort of like, you know, using that in the film, using the sort of, you know, audio and sort of like to tell the story sort of sense.
I say this is one of the only horror films that I've watched where it wasn't about some kind of ghost or like some kind of being you can't see haunting a place. And I think it was maybe actually quite hard for them to make scary. And I think that's what happens. Where
it does make you think like it can just be anyone doing it, really, can't it? Like it can be anyone because it is just a normal dude, isn't it?
It is just a normal guy. It's just a normal guy.
He's got a mask, isn't he? Yeah, he's got a mask.
At the beginning, yeah, and then he takes it off.
Yeah.
But I also think that maybe the actual ending and the last section of the arc, the actual story arc, I think suffered maybe because they didn't quite know how else where she comes out on top.
Yeah.
I didn't want her to come out on top. I felt like the only way to really serve that story, it sounds really bad.
She got annoying. Do you know what? Just kill her.
I think of all the effort that she put in, him having a whole sensory stimulus over her in his advantage, it was almost unbelievable. I think
that she won and she came out on top.
She managed to come out on top, and there was even a point where I think in the movie you see him right at the end with a very clear way of just ending it, but he takes too long and he becomes complacent, and you're sitting there like, if you really wanted to, you know, end this film now, you could, but you're not. And I think that's where my biggest problem with the film is.
Lazy writing.
Lazy writing
of a normal horror where they end up just about getting away at the end.
Or even just this sense of making them into a hero.
Yeah.
Like trying to make the survivor into a hero, when actually in some films it just isn't possible for that to be
do you know what?
Realistic.
Some horrors, I'd rather just see the ending go bad. I'd rather see that sort of sense if it goes good with the story. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they don't always have to end like, oh my God, they're saved. You know what I mean? Like, fucking kill them. Fuck it. Have some balls and write that they're going to kill them.
And there is a section where a man does try to come and save her, and he just annihilates this guy. Like, absolutely annihilates him and finishes him off.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there like, okay, this is like a 6 foot muscly guy, and he just gets rid in about 2 minutes. It's a really, really bad saving.
But then again, is it the fact of the way they've wrote it is that he is actually just toying with her? You know? Like, it's just sort of like a game for him because he knows that
he's going to win.
Yeah. And then in the end, he underestimates her. But I still think it didn't really come across like that. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It did. Like, if that was their intention, it didn't work.
Yes.
Because it didn't come across like that. It just looked like he wanted to kill her and he was fucking just faffing about, killed the other geezer, and then went to kill her and fucking waited too long. Like, it didn't have that. Obviously, I can sit there and tell you that's what they should have done, but they didn't. And I think that's what lacked in that movie from it being just like being a really good movie compared to it just being good.
Having said all of that, though, I'd probably recommend it.
Yeah, it's a good film to watch. I think it's definitely different. like to other horrors.
Yeah.
Like, A Quiet Place is a horror, but it's like sort of similar, sort of not. But I do recommend Hush as well. I would say that is a good film to watch, but it has its flaws.
Just to realise how important your hearing is in any kind of situation.
Oh yeah,
That is it's an amazing film for that. Not the best horror, because at a point I don't like horrors. I wasn't scared, so I wouldn't.
like it's not a horror. It's more of a love thriller.
Okay, so onto the bucket list of films. So we're making a bucket list of films. Every other episode is a film review episode, and we're making a big list of films for you to go and watch.
Yes.
Right? Things that we've watched and we've seen and we've been to the movies to see. So we're going to give it a rating, a not so real rating out of 5.
Yes.
Now look, this is a film that I liked, but I would watch it again. I don't know if I would highly recommend it, but I would recommend it.
See, like I'm in my head, I'm like, I don't think I'd watch it again. I've watched it; it was good. I just, it's one of those films I just wouldn't go back. I'd recommend it to someone for a light watch, you know, but I wouldn't sit there and go,
A light watch.
Yeah, like, do you get what I'm saying?
I did shit myself a bit.
Yeah, but you get what I mean. Like, I wouldn't sit there and go, "Oh my god, this film's fucking amazing!" Like the writing, the camera work was like, yeah, it's just it's
good.
It's a light good film.
Yeah.
Like light watch.
So we've decided that the not so real rating out of 5 for this film is a solid
3.5. Hoorah!
It's on the bucket list. It's not high up, but it's a good film.
I'd say it's all right. Like
It's
it's a 3.5 at best. Like 3 can be three could be where it is, but
we're going with 3.5.
Yeah, we're gonna
purely
push
for the
up.
concept.
Yeah, the
Essentially
concept has definitely been the better thing than the film. So
Right. Have an amazing rest of your week. We'll be back with a main episode next Wednesday.
see you later.